Hell is Real is one of the premier rivalries in this league as since it started. I mean, both sets of fan bases are tied into it. They are all about the just the energy that they bring and the atmosphere. That's the word I'm looking for. The atmosphere that they bring against each other is nothing short of fantastic. In every MLS or yeah, we'll just do MLS. Um, it seems for the most part that Columbus has had the upper hand. Only twice has Cincinnati beaten them in MLS or MLS's back play. There are two ties in there, but the rest has gone to Columbus, and for the most part by multiple goals. Last one was 3-0 in week 27 of this year, 3-2 in week 14 of this year to Cincinnati. High scoring, high energy. Tell me, what's the outcome?
So I'll just say right off the bat that I am going with Columbus here. I know I talked about their momentum before. I think that's going to continue to carry them here. I haven't felt great watching FCC in the playoffs so far. I feel like there's been a number of times where they've looked a bit shaky and vulnerable. And I think Columbus is going to jump all over that, especially in a rivalry game. Head to head this year, I know you were talking about a bit of their head to head overall in history, but one of those few FCC wins was at home this year, 3-2 against Columbus. But I will say that this was pretty early in the year. And I think we're looking at a completely different Columbus now. Even if a lot of the names haven't changed necessarily, I still think we're looking at a different Columbus from when they played each other there. When Columbus was at home, they stomped them 3-0. So Columbus knows how to beat them. I think FCC looks a little bit vulnerable in the playoffs. And I mean, Columbus feels like a train with no brakes at this point. I think if FCC want to beat Columbus, they need to get more out of their strikers because they have not been great this playoff so far. Like I, I want to, I just want to see before I. Yeah, so definitely need to get more out of Brandon Vasquez. I think he's been too quiet in this playoff series. Same with Don Badji or Bupenza, whoever is playing up top with Vasquez, but they need to get more out of them. Lucci is going to do Lucci things no matter what, um, but he needs some help. And I think you could do it against Columbus. I mean, I believe they play a back three with Amundsen, Rudy Camacho, and Steven Moreira. So that's two out of the three of their back three that aren't natural center backs. So I feel like you can take advantage of that and try to beat them there. I mean, Atlanta did it. Granted, that they did it when they were home, but I mean, Atlanta still shipped like I think 6 goals past Columbus across the 3 games. So you could definitely exploit them in the defense. And if they're going to do that, it's got to come through their strikers, some combination of Bupenza, Vasquez, or Baji.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things, the biggest additions from the 3-2 game that they played and the 3-0 game, Rudy Camacho joined the team. And that's not an insignificant addition. You're basically replacing Philip Quinton, who I believe excuse me. Yeah, he's played 12 times this year and is 24-year-old. Yeah, he joined from Columbus 2 this year. It's a 22-year-old rookie with an experienced MLS center back. And Viacia was also playing in that left center back role, which is now taken up by Sean Zawatsky, who stepped in and done very, very well as Steven Moreira being more of a out and out guy in that role there. It's a different look. It is a more competent back line, and they all know how to play with each other. Patrick Schulte is coming to his own. And I got to be honest with you, I always find it hard to bet against Darlington Nagbe in the MLS Cup playoffs, man. I don't know anybody who would do that. Malte Abmanson as well. It's another guy I forgot to mention who has been fantastic. And then this guy, Diego Rossi, who's stepped in for Zelarayan very well. Aiden Morris has come into his own. It is
named like half the lineup already.
well, and that's the thing. It's like anytime you look there, Alexander Matan, right, is somebody who we didn't look at all. And he is blown up this year in that, attacking right mid role.
Mm-hmm.
FCC have their strengths, but here's the kicker for me. We don't know if Matt Miazga will be back for this game. Matt Miazga is still on suspension review. They struggled last with Philadelphia, trying to contain that attacking three with Carranza, Ura, and Gazdag, who, I'll be honest with you, I don't think are anywhere near the front three that Columbus has. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah, sorry. I just want to say I am going with Columbus here as well. I think the matchup is just better, especially if they have to play Alvis Powell as a center back again, with Miazga being out. I think that front three tears them apart, especially if it's a 3v3 out there and they're looking to counter. I think Cucho is just unguardable. And like you mentioned, FC Cincinnati strikers are falling kind of quiet at the wrong time. So agree with you there. I'll go Columbus.
Yeah, I think the only thing I wanted to add there was I think even more of a benefit for Columbus in this matchup is how strong. Like I think even if Miazga's there with Mosquera and they go to a back four, I think that, or even if they stay with the back five, the fact that Columbus are so good on the wings with Diego Rossi and Matan, I think that's going to cause nightmares for Barreal and Gaddis or whoever is out on the flanks for them. It may be even to the point where it's going to force them. Let's just say they're in a five in the back, because I think that's how they lined up against Philly. Force them to pull Powell or Murphy a bit wider, and then leaves Mosquera to have to deal with Cucho one-on-one, which is not a spot I would want to be in that case. But yeah, I mean it's rare in this league. I know we talk about it a lot about how the winger depth in MLS is pretty weak. So I think it's pretty rare to see a team with really strong wingers, and I feel like FCC is going to hurt from that.
Yeah, I agree. So we both have Columbus going through. Will we be 2 for 2 in predicting the final game?